Welcome back to First Commonwealth Bank Field in Homer City for Heritage Conference Baseball, Softball, Media Day. We're talking Purchase Line Red Dragons softball now with some members of the Red Dragons, starting first with head coach Mike Ninosky. Coach, I want to look back to last season. Not where you guys wanted to end up, 4-16, but I'm sure there were a lot of things that you guys were able to take away and build on for this year.
Absolutely. To be honest, it was an improvement over the last couple of years. We got a solid core coming back this year, and we have 5 freshmen that are pushing for playing time. So I think we're definitely heading in the right direction.
Talk to me about the growth. What were some of the big and noticeable things that you took away from last year?
Pitching, Addison next to you, and then Caitlin Hauser did a very good job in the circle. Hitting, we hit the ball at times. We have to improve our overall hitting consistency in terms of consistency. But yeah, I mean, just the basics. We got better at the big 3: pitching, hitting, and fielding.
Consistency seems like something that can't really be taught and only just sort of picked up as the season evolves. Is there anything that maybe you're doing to try to get the consistency factor going a little bit earlier here in the season?
Just repetition. Just get as many swings as you possibly can. Obviously we're only 3 days into the season, and with the weather that we have had, defense has been pretty much on the back burner, and we've been just focusing into the cage and getting as many offensive reps as possible.
Yeah, it's not easy in Pennsylvania when you're dealing with 60 degrees and sunny days, and then you go back to 30 and snowing. The weather has to be somewhat of a big challenge, not just for the team, but for you as a coach as well.
Yeah, it's frustrating. You can't ever have a game plan because you just never know what's going to happen. One day, as you say, 60 yesterday, 30 today. Our field's nowhere near ready to be used. So we're just crammed into the gym or anywhere else that we can be, and just trying to make do the best that we can.
Looking at the team, though, weather aside, chemistry seems like it's a big factor for you guys. The team gets along pretty well. From your point of view, how has that sort of played a factor here this year?
Well, again, it's early, and that's something that it's one of our team goals is to improve our team, atmosphere and positivity. So we're just trying to do some things to improve the overall atmosphere and cohesiveness of the team.
You've alluded to some goals for your team this year. What are some other expectations that you have?
Love to be 500 and then go from there. We haven't been 500 in a good number of years, so that's, in my mind, goal number 1 is to get to 500 and go from there.
When you look at the Heritage Conference, 500, it's going to be a battle, and you've been through the Heritage Conference several times. What do you notice each year about facing Heritage Conference teams?
It seems to get tougher and tougher every year. And then every new school that we add seems to be tough. There are no off games. So no, it's brutal. And the girls just, I've been doing this a long time, and how good the girls are getting, and there's so many per team. Back ages ago, a team would have 1 or 2. Now the whole team's an all-star type of deal. So it's a tough conference. It really is.
When the regular season gets here, I feel like baseball and softball season, people look at it as a marathon, not a sprint. But in Pennsylvania, it kind of resorts to maybe a hybrid of both because of the weather situation.
Absolutely. It can be a sprint. 2 weeks in May, you're playing 10 games, So, yeah, you just don't know what you're going to get. There's years in March, you get all your games in, then you don't play again until May. You can't plan for anything.
Well, let's hope for fair weather conditions this year, and hoping for some success from you guys. Thanks so much for the time.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, that's Coach Mike Ninosky. Let's talk to some of the Red Dragons here, starting with Addison Buterbaugh. Addison, you're going to be in the circle this year, one of the big pitching leaders. Is there anything that you have done in the offseason to sort of perfect your game inside the circle?
Yeah, I go to super swing lessons, and I take pitching lessons, so I'm trying to improve my speed as well as my accuracy, and getting pitches framed and everything like that is also a big key. And also learning new pitches, because over the years, I know I haven't been very well developed in a lot of pitches, but I would like to be, and that can really help my team in aspects of the game and where we want the ball to go.
Regarding learning new pitches, is there maybe any that you have picked up on this offseason?
Yeah, I'm working on my curve and screwball a lot lately, and then also the knuckle sometimes gets thrown in there too.
A knuckleball, that's normally something you see in baseball. How challenging is it to throw that in softball?
It is pretty challenging, but the people over at Super Swing, they teach you kind of the step-by-step basics and go by it.
Is there anything that maybe you've done to maybe improve your accuracy a little bit?
For me, I just have to like envision where I want the ball to go and it works out for me. And then like with speed and stuff, I just try and throw my hardest, and one of the biggest keys is to like push off the mound, which I haven't been doing over the years, and I'm starting to develop that.
Regarding that, you also have to have some good chemistry with your catchers. Who are some of the folks that are going to be behind the plate for you this year, and talk about their roles in helping you perfect your craft?
So next to me, Brooklyn Walker, she might be behind the plate, and then also Riley Adams, and they do what they need to do to get the job done just as much as we do. They kind of lift us up when we're down. Like if we're having an off pitch day where we can't throw one of our pitches, they really help us through it, and also like characterize what we can do better with our pitch to make it maybe get more on the plate.
We've talked about some of your personal achievements in terms of what you're improving on, but as a team, what are your expectations for the Red Dragons here in 2025?
I hope that we make it to the playoffs. I hope we make it past like the first 2 rounds, because last year we made it, but we didn't make it past the first round. So I hope that we make it further and further in playoffs as we advance.
What needs to improve so you guys can take that next step?
I think a lot of our like team spirit, like some days if one of us is down, all of us are down. So we really need to have a good team energy and team spirit, and also keep the bats going, like be consistent with our batting and also our fielding, and have no errors.
So Addison, thanks so much, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
All right, now let's talk to Brooklyn Walker, one of the 2 battery mates here behind the plate. You got one of your arms here in Addison Buterbaugh. What's it been like sort of catching her and growing with her throughout your time here in the Purchase Line program?
I mean, it's been great. It's always really fun. Catching isn't my main position, but, I mean, I enjoy it.
What are some other positions that you play, or maybe even your main position?
My main position for high school ball is center field, but I'm just a utility. They just throw me wherever they need me.
There's a nickname I was given, or at least I heard of when I played travel baseball years and years ago, and that was lucky. And you kind of have to be lucky in order to play all those positions. But center field, primary spot, what are some of the things that you do to maybe lead the rest of the outfield squad, and what are some of the ways that you guys have been preparing here this offseason?
Well, whenever I'm in the outfield, I like to talk a lot. I'm a talker. So communication is huge. But really, right now, we're just kind of working on, like, batting. We're focusing on batting. But, the defense will come with time.
What are some of the things that maybe you're doing here this offseason to tighten up hitting, or maybe some other facets of your game?
Definitely working in the cage, working individually is really important, but just kind of getting everything rolling.
Have you sort of worked maybe more with tees or soft toss or anything like that?
Tee work is very important. We've been working on a lot of tee work. We've been doing soft toss and hitting off of the pitching machine. Bunting is also really big, so we've been working on that as well.
So we should expect a little bit more small ball here this year to try to load the bases a little bit more?
Absolutely. I think we're gonna do very good in that aspect. Bunting can honestly just be like the difference between a game. So.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Sometimes that wins or loses you games. But expectations for this team this year, we talked with Addison and Coach about that, but I want to hear your expectations.
Honestly, I have high expectations, but I really want to see us hitting very well. I want to see more team chemistry. I want us no drama. I just want to have fun this season, but definitely work hard whenever it comes to the time that we need to.
It's going to be exciting to see what you guys do out there. Good luck this season. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much.
Before we go, though, I do just want to ask, what are your plans for after high school?
I plan to go into early childhood education at IUP.
I plan to attend Juniata. I got recruited for softball there. I will be majoring in biology and pre-med.
Wow, all right. Well, congratulations to you both, and best of luck in your careers and throughout the season. For the Red Dragons, this is Jake Slebodnick here on Renda Digital TV from First Commonwealth Bank Field in Homer City.